Sometimes you can make all the plans that you want, and you think to yourself, I've got everything set up, and all of a sudden you get absolutely blindsided, particularly with your creative work. You might even feel a little bit like this. You want to get everything just going and writing, and then all of a sudden, boom, life hits you unexpectedly with something that happens. How do you get to a point where you feel a little bit more like this clip that I'm going to show you from Smallville? Check this out. Where maybe you want to feel, how do I completely keep my ground, keep my footing when something just comes out of the blue? I want to be like Clark Kent in that clip, or I want to be, like Superman and just be able to go. Doesn't matter. It's not going to affect me. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. Hey, welcome to the channel. If you're brand new, this is a place where I help you get your creative work done. My name is Kevin Gregg. I'm a creative director, producer, writer. I help you get your work done. Um, yeah, when I'm recording this in early January, and in Los Angeles, where I live, we just had these fires that broke out in Pacific Palisades and part of the Eaton fire, which is over near Altadena, and we had Hollywood Hills fire that happened, and a little outbreak in Studio City. We're fine, thank God. But we do know people and friends and family that have been impacted by this, right? So I guess I'm recording this today specifically because, you get this stuff that hits you. And obviously for those families and people that got directly impacted, it completely changes everything, right? Like all of a sudden you have to just go, okay, well, life takes priority and I've got to get back to the basics, right? Um, that hierarchy of needs, right? About food, shelter, all of those things that you need. Um, then there's that other stuff that happens, and yes, it's an extreme example that I'm using, particularly with these fires that happen in Southern California. But we can have any major massive stuff that comes your way. Not as massive as like a fire ripping through your city and destroying your home, but it could be something else that completely blindsides you, right? Like all of a sudden you get hit by like a car repair, or you get hit by um, news of illness within the family or for yourself or whatever. And there's going to be things that aren't going to completely eradicate and change your world, but it's definitely going to rock you to where you just go, wow, I was not expecting that. And it doesn't cause your world to go completely upside down. But what are the things that you can do because there's a tendency, especially if you happen to be creative or empathetic or anything like that, it can absolutely just cripple and stop you, where you just go, wow, I didn't expect that. What do I do? Or you feel like I don't even know if I feel like the motivation to get back or to get working again, or where the heck do I start? Um, just a tiny bit of that just for myself, even with these fires and everything that are going on. Air quality is pretty bad down here in Los Angeles. Wake up, next thing you know, I've got a headache for the last couple of days, right? Because of the smoke and stuff that's in the air. And you just kind of feel foggy. We've got friends of ours that their power's been out for a couple of days, or you just feel like it's an overwhelming thing. And but yet, even in the midst of that, there's a part of it where you go, all right, well, what's the next small step that you got to do? I think that a part of that is, however little or small that it can be, and sometimes it's about doing something physical, right? Is it about going, is there something that I can like physically do, maybe to like clean my workspace? Or for me personally, I have to put down the phone or step away from media or any of that other stuff. For me, I have to get out like a actual physical notebook and start doing tactile writing of like ideas or things or tasks that I know that I need to get uh, on track with. I'm also that's also part of the way that God created me, right? God created me in a way where I feel more capable when I'm doing, right? What's the next thing I got to do in front of me? For me, it's about sitting down, crafting out some ideas, sitting down, recording a video, editing, um, helping out my, my online communities and stuff like that with different input or writing. Um, that's a part of my process. What is it for you? And it again, this doesn't have to be huge. It could be as simple as I talk about this time and time again about setting a 6 minute timer. So the next thing you know, you're just going through 6 minutes that you've just said, for at least 6 minutes, I can tune out everything and let me just focus on the work that I need to do. And that 6 minutes usually leads to another 6 minutes or another 6 minutes. I'll share some of that at the end of the video in just a moment about some ways that can help you. But to really take that moment of I really want to encourage you that I think that action is a part of the key, and action is a key. And even if it's just a small little thing, right? To give yourself grace, to recognize that you're feeling, you might be feeling the challenges or the overwhelm or the stuff whenever you're watching this, right? It doesn't have to be about a natural disaster. Um, it can be about getting blindsided by news that you weren't expecting, right? Um, we've had things where we've had cars stolen or catalytic converters stolen or news about a family member getting sick. Um, any of those things that come, and yeah, you get to feel it, like no doubt. Those are those moments of going, wow, this really affected me, and I got to take a moment and reflect on the things that are most important. But I think that the other thing that's involved in this is to also try your best to not stay stuck there. How do you do that? By physically doing work. Maybe part of it's about reaching out to a friend or reaching out to somebody just with like a text of saying, hey, I'm kind of feeling crappy and can you pray for me or can you talk for just a couple of minutes just so I can get out of this funk or do something? Um, whatever that is, taking a walk, taking your dogs for a walk. I've talked about it before, doing dishes, whatever that is. But that little step can help you. Community is an important thing. I'm doing that right now with the Working Creatives community. If you look below in the link below, you can join us in the Working Creatives community. That's a place where people can gather together and just sort of get help, support, encouragement. Also, that little thing that I talked about doing like those 6 minutes a day, I actually have for people that are in the Working Creatives community. It's a free community that you can join. When you go into that, for people that participate and level up for free, you can get a thing which is called the 18-minute miracle, which is a set of guidelines that I've established that helps you show up and actually get your work done. So you can head over there. The link is down below for the Working Creatives community. Um, but I just pray for peace for you to just continue to just get back up, right? That's what you got to do sometimes. You just got to get back up. And as much as it can feel like, what's the point? Or I don't feel like it, or what does this matter? I think that something happens when you start to just get the rust off the bicycle or just start moving and doing, right? That moving and doing starts to activate it. And I think that God designed us that way so that once we get into that motion and that activity, that can start giving us some help and hope as you're moving forward. So there you go. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, let others know about this, about the videos I have here. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.